Rev up your engines! Today I'm going to talk about what are the best brake pads for your car. Welcome to Mechanic Monday. As usual, I'm just sponsored by the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth about brake pads, then you can make a decision on which ones you want to buy. Now, to understand brake pads, you need a little history lesson. When I was young, brake discs just came out as a new thing, and they were all made out of asbestos, which worked fine, but asbestos dust causes lung cancer, so they made it illegal to make brake pads out of that, and they had to find other materials. So in the 1980s, they came out with ceramic pads, but originally they had a lot of problems with them making horrid noises and a lot of dust. So then they came up with organic brake pads that didn't have the same problem, but they didn't last as long, it didn't work quite as well. And then came semi-metallic pads that had more metal in them, and they worked quite well, but they did have a tendency of wearing the brake rotors out a lot faster. Because if the brake pads had more metal in them, that's going to wear the metal rotors, and they would wear out a lot faster. But time marches on and the engineers got better. They finally figured out how to make ceramic pads that don't leave a lot of dust and don't make noise that we can hear as humans. Now, ceramic pads actually do make noise, but it's a high frequency that we can't hear. So maybe you're going to be bothering your neighborhood bats while you're braking, but people don't hear it at all. Now, I personally have been using these Akebono brake pads for a long time. The company is very progressive. They actually work with the manufacturers so their pads equal or surpass the braking capacities of the ones that originally come with the car. And I know you're not supposed to do this, but I had a customer, they were in a hurry, the brake pads had worn down, they gouged the rotors a little bit, but they said, oh, just put some pads on, but we don't want any noise. So I put on Akebono pads, and even though the rotors were somewhat messed up, it didn't make any noise, and they braked pretty smooth. Now, if you wonder what's in ceramic pads, well, they're composed of clay and porcelain that are bonded to copper flakes and filaments. And so they have a nice mixture, if they're made correctly, so that they stop good, don't make any noise, and can last a really long time. But of course you have to realize that braking is always a compromise between one thing or another. The ceramic pads will not stop quite as fast as semi-metallic brake pads will. So if you're a racing fanatic, hey, you're better off with semi-metallic brake pads. They're going to wear things out faster, or full metal brake pads. But the full metal brake pads are what race cars use. They pads themselves, when they're metal, they hardly wear at all, but the rotors get eaten up really quickly, so it's not something you're going to use for everyday driving. And if you want the ultimate in stopping capability, if you want to spend a fortune, and if you can even find them, carbon fiber rotors and carbon fiber brake pads are the absolute best, because the giant planes that we fly around with when we go places, those have carbon fiber discs and carbon fiber brakes, because carbon fiber actually wears less the hotter it gets. So they work great under high pressure situations. But if you don't own a 747, hey, these Akebono ceramic pads are probably the best pads you can use on your everyday driving car. And since this is Mechanic Monday, I'll be giving away a set of Akebono brake pads. So just post a clean, non-offensive comment in the YouTube comments below. But this time, also put your make, model, and year of car so I can send you the correct pads if you win the contest. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.